Here we are.
Hi.
We were great parents.
Until we had kids.
The beginning. So, here we go.
We got married. Went to parties. People
There
were
was
like,
always kids there. Like,
Yes.
and everybody's always like, "Oh, when are you guys gonna have kids? You would make great parents."
I usually hung out with the kids because
Yeah, we always did. We
I hate
did.
adults.
Me too.
You know.
We always did.
My
We were always-
401k, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we weren't those kind of parents. We
No.
were always just like the cool parents that used to like hang out with. I wouldn't say the babies all the time, but we did always watch
Yeah.
everybody's kids, and we did all that, and everybody's like, "Oh, when are you having kids?" and all that kind of stuff. But actually, it took us a long time to have kids. I don't know if all of you know that we did in vitro. So we actually
I got to be in the room.
But the best part was, before we decided to do the in vitro, when you try to have kids, people out there, you know the story. It's not very fun sometimes trying to have
No.
kids.
Wait,
Wait, we gotta go do it now.
have sex
Hurry
right
up.
now.
Let's go.
Right now.
And you're like, hurry up.
Perform. Yes.
So that part.
She started to look like the devil.
So
to me.
then, here we are. We actually are like, we really wanted to have kids, and I don't know why, but we did, and we tried really hard to have these kids that we have now.
Hold on one second. She's sitting closer to the camera than me. She's not really that much larger than me. Just saying.
I'm sitting back now.
Okay, good.
Look, whoa.
Aw.
But anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, so like the whole beginning part was like, we'll have kids, in a timely manner. We thought, we'll start after 4 years of marriage and blah blah blah. But then it took too long. It actually did take us 4 years to have.
I had an operation.
We got married. Yeah,
It was unnecessary.
We went all through it. They said it was his problem and this problem and blah blah blah. So we ended up having in vitro. We got married later in life, so we ended up having the kids when I was I was 39. Right?
I thought you're 39 now.
No. Anyway.
Liar.
So we did go through the whole in vitro, and that was a great experience, I have to say.
It was very nice.
It was nice. They were
good
very
people.
up and positive. Then when we get to back to the gynecologist, they're like, "Oh, you're going to be 40 when you have kids."
Here's all the bad shit that's going to happen.
Yeah, they just were like, "Why don't you do this? You're going to have preterm labor." Let me tell you, these kids did not want to come out. Look at this picture of me. So, as you can see, I was pretty big. They turned out to be big kids.
Yes, and assholes.
Yeah. Big assholes. And here comes one now. Anyway. All right, we're going to turn it on now. So yeah, big assholes.
Yes.
But anyway, fast forward. They say to us, "You're going to have the kids tomorrow at 7 a.m. or come to the hospital at 7 a.m. You're going to have a C-section." Because I really didn't plan any of this. First parents thinking,
they're just gonna fly out of you at some point.
I was like standing in the bathroom crying, like, and he's like, "What's the matter with you?" I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!"
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
she looked like Jabba
really,
the
like,
Hutt.
what's wrong with me? What are you crazy? What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Like, what? I have this big belly, and I was huge.
They wouldn't get out, and now I have the feeling that when they're 40 and have 30 cats each, they're not going to get out either.
Right.
They have to leave our house eventually.
So anyway, fast forward, you have the babies, and they're all like, "Oh, you're not going to breastfeed?" Like,
They bring in both babies and they're like, "Here,
I'm going to
breastfeed."
tell you right now, we are not the standard parents. Okay, we are not the parents
We're
that are
not
going to
good
buy.
parents.
Right, we were before we had kids, but all these people, are you going to buy the organic stuff? Are you going to breastfeed? Oh my God, I can't believe you're not breastfeeding. Like, really, I'm going to have twins. I'm not breastfeeding. When would I ever get sleep? That was the other thing. They're like, "Oh, sleep now when you're pregnant. Oh, sleep now." I couldn't fucking sleep. What do you mean sleep?
She couldn't
When I was
get on
pregnant,
the
I
bed.
couldn't even get on the bed. I
Slept
slept in a chair like this. Like,
It was awful.
boom.
The
See?
bed was awesome for me, though. I could, like, spread out.
Yeah, so,
Nice.
yeah, all those people like, "Oh, why don't you get the Mrs. Brown? Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Brown's?
So,
What was it? Oh, those ones you have to clean
all our
with the
hippie
thing?
friends were like, "Mr. Browns are the best." Bullshit. Those, like, take, like, half
I don't
an hour
even
to
know
wash.
the kind of stuff they have now. I can't even imagine.
Advent.
They're probably all bougie and stuff. But you know what? We went with those, Advent, those leaked. The kids were all soaking wet.
Those are the worst.
So
The
we
drop-ins.
went to the drop-ins. They were just those plastic, I don't even know what
It looked
they
like
were.
a weird
Playtex,
giant
maybe?
condom.
And then you just put like you disposable. You stick a plastic drop-in thing, and you pour the formula
You push
in.
the air out.
and-
It's nice.
Yeah, it was good. We used to put.
There were many times though
that we
that
forgot to put the drop-in, and we were
forgot to
spilling
do
all
it.
over.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what's wrong with this? When you're up in the middle of the night trying to feed the babies. And trust me, we did not. In the beginning, okay, maybe we warmed the formula a little bit. But
Yeah,
we
stuff like
traveled
that.
with our kids. We just hear it. Why were you going to warm the formula up? Get
Warm
used to
the
it.
wipes. What the hell
Warm
is
the
that?
wipes, all that stuff. I mean, come on, people. They grew up okay, maybe. I don't know. They're 14 now. But seriously,
They
all
only
that stuff.
stutter a little. So
Yeah.
it's,
Or twitch. They will twitch.
Bang.
But seriously, warming it, no. We maybe stuck it in like a warm. I'm doing this. That's bad. You stuck it in like a warm glass or whatever, and then we stopped doing that. That
I
was
forgot
just,
what that was.
what was. The best part is, but funny, but I'm bummed. Anyway, so yeah, forget all that stuff. I know people out there are bougie, and I don't care who you are or what you say, but stick to the basics. It's so much easier. Why spend that much money on something that you need to feed them? Period. Like that's
If
all
you
you
buy
need to
a
do.
wipes warmer, you're an a-hole.
Yeah, somebody bought it for us. We did register for it. I hate to tell you that.
I know,
we
but
never
we were
used
stupid.
it. We never used it. We used it as a container and just.
Yeah.
I'd like to have wipes warmed now. Let's
Yes.
freaking freeze it because now I'm older. But yeah, all that stuff.
Sucks.
And then they came out,
And they were
and
here.
we were like, okay, this is the deal. This is how we're going to do it. There's twins, okay? One night you have baby A and baby B. One night you have Owen, one night I have Luke. So when Owen gets up, you get up.
Owen was a giant pain in the ass.
Yeah,
He would
Luke-
drink like quarter ounce
Oh,
of formula.
he fast forward, now he eats everything.
Yeah.
But literally, you were like, try to feed him, and it was like, come on, hurry up. And Luke would just go. So I'd be like, I'd have Luke that night or whatever, and then the
And
next
cry.
night I was like, oh, I have Luke again.
One piece of advice that really helped was your child is not going to starve.
Right. They're going to eat what they can eat.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, don't try to force feed them.
Because they'll
And-
just throw up
And the best
into
part
your
is,
mouth.
so everything changes. So you can think, okay, he's doing this now. He's going to do this later. No. So what happened was, Luke was the eater, and we used to give Owen's bottle to Luke to eat. And then now it's the opposite way. Now they're 14, we give
Well, if you
Luke's
could-
food to Owen.
If you could squeeze a hot pocket into a bottle, they would.
Yeah,
eat.
they would eat that.
So.
But yeah, so all that stuff. But it was good. We kind of went back and forth, and you would get up, and we were both up, and we're watching like crazy TV shows and stuff like that.
Listen.
So it's a good bonding time. Guys out there, I'm sorry, but most guys should be part of the whole
Yeah.
baby thing and getting up. You have
You
one
spread your
baby
demon seed.
at a time, one baby at a time. I've seen many men, and don't get offended, but I've seen men, I'm not going to change the diaper. That's a woman's thing. And I'm not a woman's lip. Don't get me wrong. I'm not.
Time out.
Like, I'm not. What?
We are offensive sometimes, and we will swear, and we'll say stuff that
Yeah.
will piss you
It
off.
piss you off, and I don't care. You can turn us off. You can not watch us. But I'm just saying that I'm not sitting there like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. But it's your kid, too. Because, for example, tell the story. When you're at the store, and people were like, oh.
Oh, yeah. So one time I was at the store and I had both kids because she was at work. I was a stay-at-home dad. And this woman comes up to me in the store. Oh, cute, you're babysitting. I was like, ma'am, I'm not babysitting. They're my children. And just because I don't have ovaries doesn't mean I can't parent a child.
Yeah, it's so weird because
So-
and we would go to like
Her
this
face
is
is
14
priceless.
years ago, okay? We would go, and this is also because women are all like, oh, women's rights, women's this or whatever. But what about a man's right? I'm sorry, but when we would go, like he would go shopping to a shopping mall and he had to go change a diaper, there was nothing
It
for
was
a
like
man.
Warsaw in
Now
like 1970.
maybe they have family rooms and stuff like that, and these rooms, but not everywhere.
Their rooms had like plants and chairs
and couches, and
couches
just,
nice.
yeah.
And me, it was like
Yeah,
the
like
urban
corner,
jungle.
and then these men were looking at giving them like looks
What are
like,
you
"What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like seriously, I know this was like 14 years ago, but I don't think Macy's has changed much. I don't think they have
No.
stuff like that.
And another thing, all you guys out there who judge and called me Mr. Mom, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I would love to stay home with the kids. Bullshit. That shit makes you cry. You have no idea. It is brutal.
Right. So, and also we're just going to tell you, as the kids got older and, you start meeting friends, you're going to make friends. You're going to lose friends. You're going to, I don't know. There's a lot
The
of
kids will
drama.
love each other, but you will hate the other parent.
Right. So just make your friends your friends.
Yes.
Do not
The
make
kids don't care who they
friends.
play with.
Don't make friends because the kids are friends with. If you happen to be friends with those people, great.
Parenting
But-
style is super, super important.
Because now, fast forward 14 years, most of our friends that we have kids,
Who
but
are
not,
assholes.
but not necessarily. The kids aren't friends with them. They get along with them, but they're not actually like, "Hey, I want to come
They
over
have
and hang
some
out."
good
They
friends.
have some good friends,
Yeah.
but we're not. They have good friends, but we might not be friends with their parents. So it all switches. Yes, you have your little play dates and you know and all that stuff, but it's so drama-ish. It's not even funny because when the kids started school, they went to we had a nanny. And because we weren't thinking, we were like, "Oh shit, we have twins. I have to go back to work at some point." You were working at that point, right? You're full time.
Yes.
He's a handyman. So we were like, "Oh God, we need to get a nanny." So we got this one nanny, right?
She
The
ate all
half
the
the
food.
time she ate all her food.
She ate the last muffin. Who eats the last muffin?
Yeah, especially because you're the nanny. And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna have my corn muffin. I'm gonna go to work." I was like, "Who ate my fucking muffin?" And she's like, "Oh,
You ate the
whatever."
last muffin.
So and then all the time she's like, the babies would be crying. She's on her cell phone.
I came home, there was shit on the wall.
There was shit on the wall.
Yeah.
You never told me that.
Yeah.
What?
Luke shit on the wall.
Wait, what?
It shot out.
And she left it there.
Well, I was walked in the middle of the accident.
Oh, but yeah. So she was only our nanny for 3 months.
Yes.
Then we got another nanny, and
She was good.
she was good.
But-
Then we started noticing things as the kids were like able to speak or do stuff. I would sometimes work from home and I'd come down and I hear my kid go, "Where's my milk?" And she'd be like, "Here." And I'd be like, "No, no, you're what?"
We're going to break them with that shit.
She
yeah.
basically like just did what they want to do. I came home one time and said, "Hey, can you run the bath?"
Fast forward to today,
And the water
they
was up
still
to here.
demand shit all
Yeah,
the time, so
so-
we tell them no.
And I gave her a schedule. I want you to eat, they want to eat breakfast at 8:30, do this, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, my kids don't eat breakfast because she wasn't feeding them till like 10, 11 noon. I was like, what?
You're smacking me in the face too much.
See?
Okay.
Seriously.
So,
So again, there's a lot of stuff. If you are new parents, if you're pregnant, just go with the flow.
we are
Please don't go
not
overboard.
telling you how to parent.
We're not telling you how to parent either because
We
we
are
were
not
great
your moral
parents.
compass.
We're not.
We
We're
are
just
not good parents.
we're not good parents.
We're very mediocre,
We're not great parents at all. Like I really sometimes cry and think
but
I'm
our
the worst
children are
parent.
still alive
And they
and-
actually still like to hang out with us.
and somewhat
And they're
normal.
teenagers.
And they talk to adults, kind of,
They're
if
good
they
kids.
want to.
They're good kids. They have to come down. It's a lot of work. Let me tell you, people used to say to me,
We had kids on purpose.
enjoy these years, enjoy the little ones. And I'm like, because, when they get older, they're real jerky and stuff. And I'm just like, really? Like, ugh, I hated when people used to say that to me. And I
But
was
they
like,
were right.
and now I know they turned out to be right. So enjoy the little ones. It's so much easier. People are
It's
like,
so
oh,
much better when they don't talk. Like, shit is your biggest problem. It really
yeah,
is.
shit and piss,
Yeah.
potty training and stuff. But our kids, like, potty training was like that. They turned 3, they were done. We had no potty training. We had no
Fast
routine.
forward to today, still questionable.
Not good potty training.
They
Pee on the seat. They don't flush. I mean, come on. So much easier when they're little.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, people are like, "Oh, you have twins. That must be hard." I'm like, "Yeah, no. We were always very organized. We were the first people to the party. We got people that had one kid and was like,
Right.
"Oh my God, I can't do this. It's too much." What do you mean we can't watch TV? Why
Throw their
watch
ass in
TV?
the car seat, go.
It's like, what do you mean you can't watch TV?
get them into the... I'm like, it's a 20-pound child.
Oh, I can't take the kid to the store, like grocery shopping.
I don't really leave the house until my husband gets home.
Yeah, you just gotta go with the flow. You gotta teach your kid. Oh, we don't take my kid out to dinner till they're gonna be 5 or 6.
We took the kids
3
out.
weeks old. We were out of the house. The minute they can get out of the house and they had the certain shots, we would go to dinner. It was so easy. They would have to sleep all the time. Yeah, you brought your stuff when they got older, their little snacks or little toys. You always have a backpack. But trust me.
A lot easier than
Much
now.
easier than now. Trust me.
One time at a restaurant that sounds like Boolig hands.
Yo.
We had a new waitress, and she forgot to put in our order.
Well, she was being trained, yeah.
So
We were there
about
forever.
an hour.
After, oh, and that's the other thing. People look at you weird if you're having a glass of wine when you have babies at the table.
Obviously, you don't have
You
children.
need to drink when
Yeah.
you have it. I look at them. I'd be like at the restaurant, like,
She didn't breastfeed,
"Do you have
so
kids?"
fine. Yeah.
So I didn't breastfeed. I didn't have to worry about all that.
So about an hour in, they're like, "Yeah, we forgot to put your order in." Okay, fine, whatever. Blah blah blah. So like, okay, we'll bring it out. Here, have a round on us. So Alexis goes like, boom.
You know how my arms here, and I went boom,
Yes,
and the whole glass of wine went all over Owen.
Yes.
Okay. Thank God you always carry extra clothes, extra stuff,
Extra
change
wipes
them. And
that were not heated.
they're in their car seats, So you undo everything, you change them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner
Get
was
into the
over
car.
3 hours later. We get into the car, we come home, and I'm like, oh shit. And never buckled them back in the seat.
She's such
So
a
good
bad
parents. Parenting 101.
He's still alive.
He's still alive. Yep. And I still had my glass of wine, so I'm good.
Yeah.
They gave me a new one. So yeah. So that's what we're trying to just explain here. Everybody out there that watches, I know you all have kids. I know you have all like crazy stories too.
Now that we're in COVID, it's all like
It's like weird.
you have to see them all the time.
You must be like, yeah. It's got to be tough during COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a give and take. I'd rather be back then and have COVID when they're that young age than a teenager because of schooling and stuff. You don't have to worry about that stuff. Don't you agree?
Well, they're constantly bored because society now.
But I guess it's easier too because if you have little kids because you had to play with them. You did.
Yeah.
We were on the floor playing with our kids all the time and building and stuff like
singing
that.
stupid ass songs to them.
Yeah.
I'm not a singer. I hated singing the stupid songs.
And we had two, and then Luke was the one that always slept. Nap time was 3 hours. He would sleep 3 hours. Owen, 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So you're always up with
It
one
was
of
the
them. You're always
best.
doing stuff. But I have to say they were good. They were good babies. They slept through the night. Luke sleeps all 24 hours now. So
Yeah.
I guess
We haven't
it's
seen
so-
him in weeks.
So yeah, there's no difference there. He slept long then. He sleeps long now.
Yes.
But school started when they went to so we had the nannies. When they turned 3, when they were potty trained, they can go in. Okay, so now Skip was still working. Okay, when we had the nanny and they started, so we were going to tell the nanny you're gonna we're gonna try to ease you out, but you can drop them off at school and pick them up or whatever. Blah blah blah. One morning, she doesn't show up. Skip's got to go up to work. I got to go to work, and we're like, oh God, we don't know. Her roommate calls and says she went back to where was she from?
She was from Brazil.
Brazil, yeah. So we didn't have a nanny. Thank God that Skip's stepmom was watching kids at that time.
Yeah, Grandma Brenda.
Grandma Brenda, 2 thumbs up. We would drop them off. You would drop them off there, and we had that. So they went through pre-K 3. I think it's important though because I didn't want to personally put them in a daycare. We started in a small little pre-K kind of daycare-ish place. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I couldn't even. It was crazy. Oh my God. They weren't teaching there. There was no teaching.
It was like a bunch of Cailloux running around.
I mean, I kind of went in there to watch what was going on because we just heard stories and stuff. People getting bit, and all this stuff. And the teacher's teaching. She's standing this way and all the board is here. She's blocking it. So yeah, we took them out of there quick when we put them into a Catholic school. And
Next episode, we're going to have a talk about Alexis's flailing arms.
I've been boxing.
She has to bring it back a little bit.
I have to be relaxed. I'm a little crazy.
She's Italian.
I can hear it.
tell?
Shut up.
So.
Pizza.
You're so racist.
So anyway, whew. And now 14 years later, we could talk about. I could have a whole show on menopause.
Listen. I have the perfect storm of hormones here. You have 2 a-holes going through puberty and menopause.
Okay.
I want to leave the house all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna end it here, but before we end it, I'm gonna talk more with Megan. But before we end it, give me one thing that was your most favorite part of when the babies were born.
when Owen would sleep on me, and it would make me sleep really, really well. He was so hot, like a
Everybody
little
loves it.
blanket.
You can smell them really like, oh, yeah.
He would sleep on me all the time. I loved it.
Yeah, those were good. My favorite times were when we were up late at night doing the nighttime feedings.
Yeah, Small Wonder was a
We
good
watched
show.
we watched like all the crazy late night shows. We really bonded then, I have to say. Like
It was good.
it was good.
I think
People
so.
complained about that. Oh, I have to wake up and I'm tired. It was a routine.
We caught up on Lost, like stuff like that.
But that's what it is. We watch TV. All these parents that say we can't watch
I have
TV.
no time.
I have no time. I have no time
Make
to
time.
do anything.
Make time for yourself.
Make time for that is the most important.
Make time for yourselves. Bullshit.
Make time for
They're
each
little
other.
things.
Yeah.
Make them take a
Get
nap.
out.
Do something.
Don't say I can't leave them. I can't leave
watch
them
a
with
show.
this. Just do it.
We used to play weird punk rock music while they were sleeping. So
Oh, that's the best thing
Make
too.
noise
Oh,
when they
noise to
sleep.
sleep. We used to put them in the middle of the room, right? And at a party, and they'd be sound asleep. We had that bouncy
Yeah.
thing here, and they.
yet eventually the frats started kicking us out.
I mean, we used to stick them in this bouncy thing to fall asleep. They would bounce in it. Oh, and they used to sleep. Trust me, they used to sleep in their car seat in our room sometimes.
You can do that.
You can do that.
It's
Doctor
not
says
frowned
fine.
upon.
And those little bouncy chairs, and when the music went off, we're like, turn the music back on. Don't. But yeah, so yeah, that was.
You
Those
have
were
to
the
have a
good old
sense of
years.
humor if you're a parent. You have to have a sense of humor. Luke threw
We
up
were-
in my mouth and I didn't drop him. That's like
so-
one of the biggest accomplishments I've ever had. Really?
So every time we would get ready to go out, every single time, Skip would be all dressed, and he would pick up Luke, and Luke would just go every single time. Just either he would. I mean, it would go from here to there.
It was like projectiles, like Linda Blair.
because he used to eat so much. But yeah, every single time. So continue with us. Enjoy our next our trip through 14 years of parenting and how.
Ask questions, make comments.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
us,
we're
subscribe.
not sitting here telling you what to do. We just enjoy talking, and
I hope, like, one of our goals of this show is we hope that we make you feel like
sane.
okay parents. It's
Yeah.
it's okay.
If you do certain things,
You're
we're going
gonna
to tell
make
you.
mistakes.
You're going to hear stories
You're
about
going to be a failure.
both.
We're all failures.
Yeah, you're going to hear stories about Luke and Owen and medical problems and all that kind of stuff. So
Oh my
you
God.
don't get the book. So there's a lot of crazy stories you're going to hear. So hopefully you'll subscribe and like and comment.
And sometimes we'll be funny. Not like today.
He's never funny.
No.
All right.
Damn handsome.
We were great parents.
Until we had kids.
See you next time.